Guys, so I want to say thank you so much for stopping by again on our YouTube channel. So if this is your first time here, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and show some love to us. All right, remember, only your subscription is going to motivate me to make more videos for you. All right, and this video is a very critical video for today. So if this is your first time, thank you so much for coming by. I truly appreciate. And let's talk about Norway. There is a lot of things that has been happening, or a lot has been going on when it comes to international admissions. The very first thing I want to say, as an international student, stop procrastinating. All right, there is this thing that internationals do when they want to do something, or if they want to, like, maybe apply for a school abroad. They always be like, Milton, how do I do this? How do I go about this? Do you think this is this? And at the end of the day, you don't do anything tangible. Now, this is the result. A lot of my friends who were to apply for schools in Europe have not applied to any, and up till date, they didn't apply to any. And as it shows right now, the only country they applied to is Norway, and the way things are going, they might not be moving abroad. So today I was on a call with somebody, and I quickly told him that it would be good for him to do another application. Guys, stay tuned to the end of this video and watch. It looks like you would be needing, in case you apply to Norway, you might just be needing at least 20,000 US dollars or more to study in this country. Conditions are becoming very critical. The first point I started with was procrastinating. You see, the reason I'm using this term is because I have realized, as of my 2.5 years doing YouTube, I noticed that a lot of international students, they like to procrastinate, and at the end of the day, they end up having issues, a lot of issues. The very first point is that if you want to do something, do it immediately. It's better you have the admissions letter and you don't have the money to pull through than not to have the admissions letter at all and you stay and keep making promises. Okay, now, if you were thinking that you were going to apply to Norway in 2024, this is the effect. Norway has introduced tuition fee, and these figures are damn expensive, guys. The figures are so big. 8 million for just 1 year tuition fee. Some universities, like the University of Bergen, I just checked right now, it shows that at the end of 1 year, you may be spending at least 12 million to study a master's program for 1 year. And remember, master's is 2 years, 3 years, some even 4 years in Norway. All right, so you should stop procrastinating. That is my very point number one, my first point. Now, remember that this is already April, and most of the universities in Norway are almost like releasing results. Some are already giving out their admission results to international students, and some will be giving their results as well to international students in the days to come. So the very first thing I want to say here is, please remember, you may not receive an email from your own university. It is now your duty to log into your own personal account. Remember when you were doing that application on the website, all right, it has a name. You have a portal where you are going to use your personal details, your emails, and the rest to log into that account. So please use those details and log into your account and check the status of your admissions. I want to say one thing here, and this is fact. If you get an admissions to Norway and you are able to do all these things, to assess or organize all these monies and put them in place, you might just be moving to Norway. So if you are looking for an easy country, now you cannot apply again because admissions is already over. But if you had already noticed something from my videos before even the admissions closes, before the time that the admissions had to close, I brought one video on this channel and I said that if you have this money, if you know you can get the money and you really want to move to Europe, apply to Norwegian universities. The reason is because a lot of people will get admissions and they would drop from the admissions. And condition number one in Norway is that when you are given the admissions letter, in your own personal portal, you need to confirm that admissions, that yes, I accept. And when you accept the admissions, there is a deadline that you have to pay your first tuition deposit. If you do not pay the first deposit, they take the admissions from you and give it to the next student. All right, so if you really want to study, now the tuition fee are so heavy. the tendency is that students who will not be able to pay up to that deadline, their positions will be taken and given to those who are already on the waiting list or the wait list. All right, so that is something you should know. Remember that as of last year, 2020, Norway was free tuition. I think Norway, Germany, these were the only countries that were left in the list of free tuition universities in Europe. And again, let me reiterate this year. As an international student, if you want to study in Germany, do it now, because you see, the same way that Norway has introduced tuition fee, in some time to come, Germany will do the same thing. All right. Austria was also free before, and they put, though the tuition fee in Austria is not that big, Sweden was free before, and you can see how much Sweden charged for 1 year, or let's say before you even apply for the visa, you can see how much you are going to pay. Those of you who apply to Sweden, you can bear with me and know what I'm talking about. So this is my second point. The third point is that, remember, classes are going to start in Norway in August 2023. So you have just June, May, June, July to apply for your visa. Like I said, admissions will be ceased from a lot of students who apply because they will not be able to pay. How are you going to raise, how many families can raise 8 million in 1 year in Africa? No, it's not possible. Like a unit, I was just checking Bergen. Let me read the figures from here. I was checking the University of Bergen, and it shows that, because remember, masters in Norway you have to pay 2 times. All right, that's 1 year, 1 year. Masters is 2 years. Bachelor's is 4 years. Some 3 years. So if you are paying up to this amount of money, 8 million in 1 year, it means that the other year you have to pay 8 million. And remember, this money is outside of your proof of funds. You still need to show proof of funds. So you have to understand that this is what is going to happen in Norway in case you accept your admission. But like I said, if you have this money, it is sure that you are moving to Norway. I am telling you this because a lot of students will drop, a lot. It doesn't matter how many students get admissions. The only thing is, would the number of students that get the admissions, would they pay their tuition fee? Okay, for example, there are some other students that are not going to pay. Let me specify this year before I come to the example. Students who are coming from Switzerland will not pay. All right, students who are on Erasmus, like Erasmus, I already talked about this a couple of times on this channel, that Erasmus is like you are going to Europe on an exchange program. That's studying in Norway and taking other programs in other countries. That's you go maybe 1 or 2 semesters abroad, you study and you come back, but your degree is going to come from Norway. That is what I mean by exchange and Erasmus programs. Then for students that are on Erasmus Mundus scholarship, you are not paying anything. I hope you understand. Now, if you are also a permanent resident in Norway, you are not going to pay tuition fee. But Nigerians, Cameroonians, Ghanaians, Zimbabweans, Malawians, Kenyans, everybody, Pakistanis, Indians, you are going to be paying a tuition fee. Okay, that is what you should know. So procrastinating, those who were maybe thinking that they will study in 2023, who were procrastinating in 2021, this is the result. So don't procrastinate. I was speaking to someone this afternoon. He's a physiotherapist. He is a student already in India. And I told him, look, prepare yourself and apply to Lunex University in Luxembourg, because they are going to accept you immediately, because your bachelor's is physiotherapy and that particular school is physiotherapy and sports. All right, so that is advantage. Now, this is the tuition fee. Imagine you paying 150,000 Norwegian krone for 1 year program. That is 8.3 million CFA francs Cameroon money. All right, you pay that money before you apply for visa, before you do proof of funds. All right, this is how the arrangement is. This is for the University of Stavanger, and the University of Bergen, which is more like in terms of categories, it is like the best before Stavanger, is even 3 times. It's like 3 times the amount. That's the tuition fee for the University of Bergen is like 3 times the amount you are going to be paying at Stavanger. Those who are going to be doing science at the University of Stavanger, they will be paying around 150,000. That is close to 8 million CFA francs. Then those that are going to be studying at the University of Bergen for masters, their tuition is like 2 times that of the University of Stavanger. And again, look, most programs cost 4,500 to like 5,500 and above. That is an above, which means that different programs have different tuition fee. All right. So imagine if your own program is 10,000 USD. Before You show proof of funds again, and proof of funds for Norway, if you didn't know, is 12,000 plus US dollars, almost 13,000 US dollars. Before your tuition fee, 10,000 US dollars. How much is that? Almost 25,000 US dollars before living costs. You understand? So at the end of the day, you see that you'll be spending at least 20 million, at least 20 million, because proof of funds 13,000 US dollars is already how much? 8 point. So these are some of the things you need to consider. I will talk about this, then later on I will talk about some of the suggestions. Some universities are already closed. You cannot do anything now. You cannot apply now. All right. Then I will give you some things that you need to know. A school like Norway University, I did a video about Norway University few months ago. I don't even remember if it's few months back or few months ago, and I talked about how they are going to introduce tuition fee. Most universities like I think NBNU has also introduced tuition fee. Just the University of Oslo, Tromsø, and so many others who haven't yet stated that they are going to collect this amount of money from international students. But at the end of the day, most universities have already said this is our range, and it is not less than 4 million, guys. You need to put this into consideration. All right, you need to put, like the University of Bergen, this is a tuition fee for MSc and PhD students, at least 14k to 15k USD. Before, how much? Living cost at least $1,000 to like 4,600 USD per month, depending on how you spend. Let's assume even 1,000 USD. How many students can afford 1,000 USD a month for living costs in Europe? Except that you are really going to be getting the money back from a job. Of course, if you have a job in Norway as a student, you are going to make more money. So please, you need to consider this. All right, as of this point, I already made it clear on my YouTube channel that if you are coming from a struggling family, because someone who wanted to apply to Norway this year, or who already knew last year that he was going to apply to Norway, might have been thinking that he would study for free. But this tuition fee was introduced when international students had already applied to these universities. And that is where I can say the government did not really do something well, because at least they would have said that those who already applied to study this year will not pay anything. All right, then the tuition fee will be implemented before the next session for admissions. But unfortunately, this was not the case. So this tuition fee does not apply to those that were already studying. If you had already started your studies last year, it doesn't concern you. You are just still going to study for free. But those that will be moving this August 2023, they have to pay a tuition fee. And guys, the figures are scary. Seriously, they are scary. So you have to put this into consideration. Now, these figures, if you have an admissions now, and you see that the figures are big, what is the way forward? The way forward now is, do you want to study? If you say, yes, I want to study, what are you looking at? You need to strategize, because to be sincere with you, these figures are bigger than the figures to study even in UK universities. I think most UK universities, if they are very expensive, you should be paying at least 9,000, 10,000, 11,000 pounds. But looking at these figures for Norway, before the figures, the funniest thing is that they exclude your proof of funds is not inside. For UK, if you pay your first deposit, you just need to show the balance of your tuition fee in your bank account. But in this case, this is not the case for Norway, guys. So I think the way forward is this. You should look at countries, because now Norway is close, Finland is close. All right, Finland is close already. Belgium is close already. I think very few, maybe 2% of universities are still open. I'm not sure. Maybe before you know, Lithuania will be close. All right, like these big countries. The only country that I know that will be having admissions very soon in June should be Sweden. Sweden, the next intake for January 2024, admissions will begin in June. So this is the count, and Sweden again is another country which is very expensive, but not to the extent of this same Norway. I think it's somehow affordable. So you can check it out to see if you actually have a program that you can go in. Then you consider other countries. All right, if you are coming from a middle class family, look at some of these countries that are still accepting application. Czech Republic will soon close. Finland is close. Slovenia might be open. I'm not very sure. Germany, I think Germany, few schools are still open. And again, those of you that will be applying to Germany, remember that Germany is blocked account. Norway, of course, is still blocked account. When your university is giving you the admissions offer, of course, they are going to give you an account to deposit the money inside. So I think you guys should really look into this and look into it very well. Before I forget, guys, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, because that's the only way you can encourage me to make more videos for you. All right, there are a lot of videos I still have that will be uploaded on this channel, but let's go gradually. We want to iron out those things that are very important as of this stage now, because visa applications will soon begin. Some people are already applying. Then if you need an admissions offer to a college in Canada, get to me from the video description box. I'm open, equally open for one-on-one consultation. Like I said, I was speaking to someone today and he looks frustrated because he applied to Norway and the figures are scary. Now, a good news, or let me say good news, came to me today. Early morning, I received a message. This should be the message here. Somebody got a fully funded PhD offer, a very close somebody to me in New Mexico State University, fully funded PhD. So among the other things that I've been getting for my students, the admissions, we have someone with full funding now that is going to New Mexico. So I wish her well. To every other person watching this channel who is applying for visa, good luck to you, and may God give you the visa so that we can move. I understand a lot of things are happening, so you need to just keep moving, keep moving. Don't relent. Procrastination is not good, guys. Procrastination is not good. I always emphasize on this. I'm someone who likes to strike immediately when I see something that I want to go for it. I don't waste time. All right. So I believe if you apply to Norway, you need to consider your stance now before it is too late. Consider your stance now. Remember, the tuition you are paying is not inclusive with proof of funds. That's proof of funds is outside before the total amount you are paying. You have to pay this one before you confirm your position that you are applying for the visa. And before you apply for the visa, you need to put money for proof of funds. Your school will give you all the details. So you need to put this into consideration before you know if it's going to work actually or it's not going to work. Hey guys, please subscribe to the channel and support the movement. We meet again in another one. Peace out.